this I know. Lion heart, lion heart.
It's the same old stuff. It's just new people. It's boring. Very boring.
Yeah.
Not interested anymore.
Yeah.
Not unless I hear a good artist or something that I like or something that came out or something, or a good movie once in a while. It just isn't, they just do their own thing. They're doing what they're doing. That's not, I stay in the present moment, but I don't like what's in the present moment as far as media or any of it. It's boring, very boring.
Well, your music and your creativity is extraordinary. And with that, I want to welcome you to W.I.L.D, the podcast. Thank you for being here. We are live on Jess TV. I am Diana Kouprina. And this evening, I am joined by the amazing and the one and only Terry Lawrence, Hollywood actor, recording artist, television producer, musician, and singer. W.I.L.D, the podcast airs live on Jess TV 24/7, Roku TV, 101 TV, NCG Television Network, Meta TV, and www.jessfm.ca. Thank you so much for coming on air, Terry.
Oh, you're welcome, Diana. Glad to be on the show. Wonderful. Yeah, glad to be here.
I can't wait to start with you from the very beginning of how you got into acting. I think your story is so inspiring that you just got to do it and you did it. So I want to bring you back all the way to the beginning of when you got started.
Okay, yeah. Well, kids were modeling for sportswear, Catalina Sportswear, and different organizations back then in the 50, I think it's 55, 54 and a half, 1954, 55. And I was one of the kids. My mom got me into modeling for Catalina Sportswear. And we were at the Ambassador Hotel. Well, I grew up in Downey, California, and we lived there and everything. And it was a nice, quiet neighborhood and everything. And so she'd take me to the modeling and stuff like that. So I was on modeling an outfit for Catalina Sportswear with other kids that were actors too at that time, and I wasn't. Like Jerry Mathers of Leave It to Beaver, and Chip from My Three Sons, Stanley Livingston, and other people. So I was modeling it. We ended up in a book. I still have the book from that time.
That is so
modeling different clothes. And what happened was some lady gave my mom a card and said, "You ought to call this agent if you want to get your son into acting." So she did. And the agent was Hazel McMillan. She must have been in her 60s at the time. And she was the child agent for a lot of these child actors like Jerry Mathers, a lot of different actors at that time during the Lucy Show and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And for Stanley Livingston, for My Three Sons, and for a lot of other people. So I got hooked up with her. That's how I started getting into acting.
That's so amazing. And that your parents just kind of went for it and supported you. I know when I was growing up, I really wanted to get into acting. That's why I really asked that question. And I wasn't, I guess as immigrants, they didn't know where to plug me in, but also it wasn't kind of a career path they ever pushed or supported. So I love the story when you can say, my mom just went for it and it just happened. That's so cool.
Yeah, and she wasn't a stage mother. My dad was kind of busy. He didn't really want her to keep going back and forth to me to do that, but she didn't listen to him. She wanted, yeah. He had a company later on that he wanted her to come to work for him and me quit acting. But what happened was, anyway, I did this modeling. I got the agent's card, and then they called me. The agent called me and says, "I have a job for you." My first job. It turned out to be the TV show, The Millionaire, where John W. Tipton passed out the checks to donors that knocked on people's doors and said, "Here's $1 million for you."
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, my check went to an orphanage. I was in an orphanage. So the check went to the orphanage, but I was one of the kids in the orphanage. That was my first acting job I had. And
That's
then
so cool.
after that, I got another call to be on the Eddie Fisher Show live on the Eddie Fisher Show, which was a very popular show. He was a singer and actor. He was married to Debbie Reynolds at the time. And Debbie Reynolds was pregnant with Carrie Fisher. And so I got called into the show, live TV on NBC Channel 4 out here in Los Angeles, Hollywood. And they had the kids on the stage in this trolley car, and they were singing that song, ding, 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 went the trolley, clang, 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 with the bell. And then, you know, I don't know the progression of the whole show and everything. I must have been 5 years old. So he picks me up out of that trolley car, and he holds me up to the microphone in front of a live audience in a Hollywood theater. And this is on Channel 4 TV, and says, "This is what I want." In other words, he wanted a boy. So he got Carrie Fisher, which is a girl. So,
Yeah.
So I did that. That was a nice show and everything. And my parents, anytime I went on these interviews, she wasn't a stage mom. She wasn't pushy, but she said, "If you get the part, let's see about getting you a toy or something afterwards or something like that."
Mhm.
You know, we always, everybody wanted to
Okay,
see
I've
her.
done that. I've done that with my daughter. I try not to, she's into dance, but I try not to be the dance mom. But I did tell her, if you get into the Nutcracker with the Boston Ballet, then
Oh,
we'll get you something. And she did. So she is 10. She's going to be on the Opera House stage, and that's very exciting. So I kind of get to live a little bit vicariously through her, but it was never it's never been pushed. Like you said, like with your mom, it's just kind of been, if that's what you like, then you can absolutely go for it and see what you can accomplish.
That's the way to be. Anytime you don't like it, quit. You know, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's always your choice, but at least you can always try and see what happens.
That's the way to be. You're a good mom. That's excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of stage moms I ran into. My parents said they were pushy, like really, you don't get the part, and you get upset with them and stuff, and pushing them and give them a hard time, and you better get this part. You know, we saw a lot of that. You see that when you take your kids. Pardon?
I always picture myself as a child and wonder, like, if having just that kind of push, I would have just completely would break. I just always picture myself as that child because I would have picked up on that sensitivity. So even with my daughter, I think of like a child that young, you can't push them. You can't force them. They have to have that desire and then that consistency and that inspiration and whatever they draw from their creativity.
Right. You know, a good mother would think of the child first, and she wouldn't think of herself. It's kind of vain, you know, because they're living through their child, but they're actually they want to get the part, but they, you know, so they really push. You know, you could see the kids' baseball games when you take your kid to play Little League. The other parents are jealous, or they want their kid to be the pitcher, and they get mad, and it's horrible. You know, that's a bad attitude.
No.
But, no, I didn't have any problems with that. So I had other jobs. I got a call to do the Lone Ranger. It's on YouTube. You can see me on YouTube. Miss Aggie's Law, 1957. I was on the Lone Ranger. But the first movie I was on was Abbott Costello, Dance with Me, Henry. And I was a child in the movie with a gang of kids at an amusement park. And there were cops. I mean, there were robbers robbing the park and everything. And Lou Costello called the police, and they came there, and they were chasing the robbers. And we were in a gang of kids, and I was supposed to be a kid with a frying pan hitting one of the robbers and stuff like that. It was funny, but it was a good little game. It was kind of like our gang, but instead of a 30s, a more like 50s type. The decade of the 50s type thing. But it was cool. It was in black and white. You can still buy that movie on DVD or whatever media, probably. You can download it. It's still Dance with Me, Henry. And then the second movie I got called for was Trooper Hook. That's on YouTube. You can see the full-length movie now in color. And that's been on same year, the year after that, 1957. The same year I did Lone Ranger episode. Trooper Hook was with Barbara Stanwyck and Joel McCrae. And I was a little Indian boy, and I had to learn my parts Yeah, there were Indian parts. Not, there's probably about.
Did you have talking part? Did you have a talking part?
Yeah, I had a talking part. I had to talk. And the acting came kind of natural, and they told me what to do when I to face this way or do that or whatever. But yeah, I had to learn the Jaya. It was meant father, and no, Zota, different words, to talk through the thing. But I was a quiet child in there, and I did my little acting thing, and I all through the movie. And Barbara Stanwyck, and they're chasing Barbara Stanwyck. Got impregnated by an Indian. She was married before, but she got kidnapped by an Indian, and I was the son. And they were the Indian father was chasing me across the desert in Utah, trying to get me back. Trooper Hook was the Civil War cavalry guy, helping protect me from him and his Indians and stuff, because he said, and the ultimatum was, if you don't leave the mother and the child alone, he put me on a rock. Earl Holliman is an actor. He was one of Trooper Hook's men, and he held a gun to my head and said, I'm going to shoot the child if you don't go away. So the Indian had too much love for the child.
Yeah.
So he went away, but he still wanted to chase after. And the husband of Barbara Stanwyck, before this happened, found out about me when she went to see him again after she got kidnapped for a couple of years. I showed up with me, and he didn't know what happened, and he didn't want to have anything to do with me, but he wanted to be with her again, but not with me, and she left him. So it was a big movie, a long movie with a lot of cast of stars, with Edward Andrews, Earl Holliman, Royal Dano was a stagecoach driver. It was a good movie. We made part of it in Utah at the in Kanab, Utah, and filmed out in the desert there, and with Gene Autry's ranch, part of it. The other part was at the Gunsmoke set. I met James Arnaz. We were filming their part of it, and James Arnaz met me, and Marshall Dillon, he gave me a silver deputy badge.
Oh,
yeah,
and
and Hopalong Cassidy was there too. He was looking at the movie, and he gave me a silver whistle. And it was neat, and I met different people on there, and it was nice. Angie Dickinson was there, and she was making some other movie in the studio, next studio. But I took a picture, sat on her lap. I must have been 6 years old at that time.
Wow.
And, yeah, she was a looker back then. Wow. So anyway, I made that movie, and then I did a bunch of commercials. I worked for Art Linkletter's show, Art Linkletter's house party. I did Franco-American Spaghetti and Pillsbury commercials, about 8 different commercials with them in live TV. And I worked on, let's see, what else did I do? I did other Laura Scudder's Peanut Butter commercial, just a bunch of commercials. And I think the last thing I did was when I was age 11. I worked from age 5 or 4.5 till age 11. It was a 1961 Ford Fairlane commercial. Fairlane 500 commercial in Burbank. I was doing a commercial with Veronica Cartwright. That's Angela Cartwright's older sister. Make Room for Daddy and Danny Thomas show. That was Angela Cartwright. She, the younger sister, was also on Lost in Space with June Lockhart. Anyway, her older sister was my age, and her and I were in that Ford commercial. So we did that. And there wasn't anything happening for kids. Only 2 years residuals, royalties, and then that was it.
Yeah.
So there weren't any parts for any kids from age 11 to age 17. So I got out of it after then. I collected unemployment. I think we made $35 a week, which was a lot of money back then, unemployment. And
that's still a lot of money for that time period.
Back then it was, yeah.
Yeah.
More than other people that were making unemployment. I probably made $10 more than they were making, and that was a lot of money. But we both got out of movies and stuff like that. And she went back into it. Veronica Cartwright went back into and became a bigger star than her sister. She ended up later on in the movie Aliens. She died in the spaceship in Aliens 1.
Okay,
so
yeah.
She became a star. And anyway, after that, I was 11. I went back to school. When I was making movies, I had film school on location. They had really good education too. But anyway, I went back to school after the movies. Yeah, for a couple of years, I still took my piano and keyboard lessons and stuff. And then in '64, I won a couple. In 1962, I won a piano recital at my junior high. And then in high school, at age 14 and a half or 15, I grabbed a guitar. I started playing guitar, and we started playing surf music with the garage bands. And I started playing with groups. And then the next year after that, I was playing guitar in a Motown group with a bunch of really good singers and stuff. We won some Battle of the Bands and stuff, and Motown music and all kinds of stuff. And I just progressed with music after that. Worked with a band with the year later with '66. Worked with a couple guys from England, and we did some originals and really good group. And then after that group broke up, then I got in a group called Scandal. We worked for about 3 or 4 years together. Ran into Bill Medley, and he managed us and took us into Vegas. We connected with one of his singers, and they took us into Vegas, rehearsed and everything. Went into the Rat Pack Lounge with, where Frank Sinatra and Joey Bishop and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis in that Rat Pack Lounge, a celebrity theater at the Sands Hotel in Vegas. Took us in there in 1970, and we played for a whole month with Louis Prima, Sammy Terra, and the Witnesses. It was wonderful, great. And we started playing, and then after that, I went on the road with the group. We were managed by Bill Medley. We went to Reno and played with Judy Lynn Band, and then we went down to Texas and played there, and then we went to Miami and played there for a month opposite Ike and Tina, Little Richard. And so I played with a lot of different people. Later on, in some groups in the 80s, I was in a group called Balance. We opened for War, the group War. And we also played with El Chicano and did a couple concerts and stuff like that. So I played over the years. I've gotten out of music for years and went back and got a degree in electronics and computers and technology, and worked for years at Martin Marietta and Beckman Instruments. So, but I've always been playing music. I'd be playing and working. Sometimes I wouldn't be playing. So over the years, I've been doing this. And then, in probably like about 2000, I think I retired in 2011. And I was still young and everything. I still am. But, at age 11, in 2011, 2012 or 13, I went solo. So I started making albums and music and stuff like that. So my wife's cousin was a producer, has a record company. Him and I worked together. We co-produced a lot of tunes that I did. So I'm on my 6th album now, and I've done about 70 songs. And
Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
That is really amazing. And I've listened to your songs, and I know you have an incredible voice. I mean, to me, it was just amazing. And when I listened to Unchained Melody, I know I mentioned this to you before, but it really, really brought me back. And just listening to how you sang it, I mean, it just really gave me chills. I was like, wow, that's a celebrity. That is talent. And I couldn't wait to dive into a deeper discussion with you with just how you started and how you've progressed. And it was just a natural talent, because I cannot carry a tune. So how did
That's all right. Everybody's got their own talents. Yeah.
Did you do any vocal training? Was it just something natural that came out of you?
Yeah, it just came out.
That is amazing.
I've always had an ear for music. I think the first time I realized I had an ear was when I heard the TV theme to Pancho and Cisco, the movie Cisco Kid. And I had an organ I bought with that first movie I made, and I could play the melody of what he was the movie was singing. So I started taking lessons after that. So, yeah. Well,
so you started even before you took any lessons, like piano lessons or any musical.
After I discovered ear, my mom got me an organ teacher, so I took lessons. Yes, for 3 or 4 years that, and then I took piano after that. We got a baby grand piano. I still have. I took lessons for about 3 or 4 years of pop and some classical and some jazz and stuff, and so I took lessons. Yeah. The
was
vocal
there any
training.
type of? Well, I was going to ask if any type of music you preferred more so as a kid, that you were listening or playing, or was it just whatever was around?
When I was a kid, I think I liked some of the. I liked the Chipmunks. They were good. Christmas time for joy and time. And I liked
Yes.
I liked listen to Perry Como and Dean Martin and Nat King Cole a little bit. And what else did I used to? I liked Elvis Presley, Blue Suede Shoes. I wasn't listening to a lot of rock then until probably, in the 60s, 61. But,
Yeah.
I listened to what my parents did, or we went to movies and saw different movies. Carousel. I used to play the songs my mom sang too in the living room, but she won a contest back in '44, sang a song on the amateur, and she won a trophy. I still have that. And I used to play in the living room with her singing, and she had a great voice. She sang a lot of different tunes from South Pacific and King and I and different stuff. And I used to play the organ and stuff and sing with her a little bit. But I didn't discover that I could sing lead. Really, I could carry a tune, but I sang backup harmonies in groups all the way up till 1968, till the Creedence Clearwater came out with "Born in the Bayou." And I attempted to do that song when I was playing at a club Bob Eubanks owned out in Long Beach, Cinnamon Cinder. And I sang it, and I got some compliments on it, and I felt strong with it. So after then, I started singing lead. I started singing all kinds of stuff: Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Chicago, everything. So that's when I started singing lead, 1968. So I could always carry a tune because, as family, when you're a kid, we used to sing in the back in the car when you're riding with your folks.
Yeah.
I've been working on the railroad, and you'd harmonize.
Yeah.
That's where actually it started and everything, But
Yeah.
pretty much that,
Yeah, I still, as a kid myself, I did piano because it was the Soviet Union, and I think all the kids did piano, or I might just be assuming. But
Really?
yeah, it was if you have musical inclination. As a kid, I had perfect pitch. I lost it due to trauma. I don't know what happened, but maybe one day I'll gain it back. But
You will.
yeah,
I
loved playing the piano as a kid, and that's all really I could do because that was the only toy I really had. There wasn't really much of anything. So instead of, iPhones, how kids have it today,
I
all
can
I had was
imagine. The
really
Soviet Union. Yeah.
entertainment was my piano. So all I did was practice. And at the age of 7, or maybe it was 8, I performed Furley's and I played it. To this day, I can only, and then I forgot it. Once I moved to the US, there was no piano for us anymore. And so I lost all of it, but my hand was trained so much, just that one piece, in Furley's where it goes do do do, and then you do so one hand I can still play it. One hand can still play that little piece, but the rest of it is gone. But they trained it so much back then that little part got stuck in me that
I know what you mean.
Never been forgotten.
So you took piano lessons and everything back then, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I went to a conservatory, so you take piano lessons, and if they feel like you're I see it in my daughter. I lost it due to trauma, so my mission right now really is to support my daughter and let her have that, whatever she wants. If she wants to play the piano, we have a piano, she can play the piano. It is
That's
whatever.
wonderful.
So she's been doing piano about for 3-4 years, so she can definitely read notes. And I think once you can establish that and have that ability, and just later just practice and practice, you can really do whatever you
Sure, definitely. She'll be good. You keep her on it. But you studied, when you studied, did you play Chopin's Prelude 13 or
No, I just got, mine was just the Furley's. That was the one thing I really remember. I don't believe I played the Prelude. Because it stopped for me by the age of 9. Once I came to the US, all of that really stopped. But
well, you had that experience though with the studying at the conservatorship. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's something. It definitely was an experience. That to this day, I want to say probably also makes me more inclined when my daughter does come to me and says, I want to try this or I want to try that. I'm not holding her back and being like, no, we can't do it. It's creativity. Music, I feel like, is so important to
it is.
Have her kids learn. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I,
What kind of music does your daughter like
um,
to play?
she's slightly bluesy. I think it's mainly she likes jazzy blues. She's very into that. She's not very into playing classical music. Well, I don't know if I had many choices aside from classical music, but she picks her pieces. She did play Swan Lake's the dance of the three little swans.
All right.
So you know,
Yeah, you got to
but
keep her doing that. That's fantastic. That's good. She should be good. She should be doing good. Get them into acting or drama or whatever, sports and
mhm.
piano and full rounded. I know my
Yeah,
granddaughter.
it gives it that, yes, which is so important. I realize now, I sometimes I feel like I took it for granted when I had it, but I realize how important it is.
It is.
Um,
I've taught my granddaughters some piano and stuff like that. They've learned to play a little bit, so they do pretty good. But they like other things. They like sports. They like cheerleaders. They like volleyball,
mhm.
dancing.
Dancing. It's really big amongst the kids right now. How old are your granddaughters?
Let's see. I've got one that's she's 11. She's going to be no, she's 10. She's going to be 11 in 2 days. The other one's 13, and the other one is 8. Oh, geez, born in 2000. She's probably 20 now. She's in college. I mean, my son got married later in life. He was probably in his 40s when he got married, and his wife, before they got married, had a child. His wife never got married, but she had a 5-year-old child.
Yeah,
That's when she became my granddaughter. So she's 20. She's going to the University of San Bernardino as a psychologist and has done some internship. And they're all on principal's
so
honor roll.
amazing.
They're all doing great in school. I'm proud of them. They're doing great.
It's a good feeling when they're doing well and you can see their progression, that pride. I really
Yeah.
feel it. It's something else. It's a different level of pride that I ever felt. I
Makes
can
you
say
feel
that.
good. Makes you feel
Right?
good.
It really
know.
does.
I know.
Um,
Wonderful.
I did want to ask you, with everything you've accomplished, what would be the advice you would give someone who is starting out now, acting or with music? What would be the advice you would give them?
Try that and try a couple things. And the thing that stands out the most, continue on doing that and push and see if you like that, go with it. Keep going with it. Don't give up. If you like a couple other things, use those as hobbies. If you switch to that, I mean, just stick with things. But do what you feel you want to do and don't give up. And keep improving your skills, whatever it is. Whether you play tennis or you sing or you play keyboards, keep trying to improve your skills because, you could always get married later on. I mean, when you get married later on, or if you do, you might regret not having gone the extra mile to see if you could have been a little better piano player, a little better singer, or a little better, sports person or whatever. I mean, don't get nervous over it, but just do your best. Find out what you like to do and just roll with it. Do the best you can do with it. That's my advice.
I love that. I'm going to actually take it for myself too, and just kind of use that kind of as a mantra, just go with it, because I usually hold back on things. So I'm very one to be like, oh, it might not work out. Might not be good enough. So I tend to hold back on things. So I will definitely be using that even for myself. Just go with it.
We all have that holding back thing. We go, well, should I? I'm not good enough. But then if you overcome that a little bit and you go, let's try, just see what you can do and just keep going. Maybe you'll start to see that you a little better than you thought you were, or on whatever you do. Anybody, whatever they do. So yeah, I had the tendency too. When I was a kid, I was kind of quiet, and I wanted to quit movies or that stuff. I got sick of going back and forth for interviews in the car. My mom used to get car sick all the time. I hated it. And then after a while, my mom said, well, if you want to quit, you can quit. But no, we kept pressing on. And then because we did, I said, Mom, I want to quit. I'm tired of this. And then she said, okay, okay. And all of a sudden we got a call a week later for that movie with Barbara Stanwyck and Joe McCrae.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They are okay. So I went for it, and I till this day I'm on YouTube, and the movie plays on TV still.
And
so
it's your legacy too. There's the legacy you really leave behind when you create something, right?
You got a little legacy. You can write a book later on. You can, you've got something you can follow. You could do interviews like this and tell your story, what you did in life. You did something.
Definitely.
I didn't work at a factory all my life. I worked at factories too. I worked for my old man, and I've done all kinds of stuff. But at least I have a little bit more I can present from my life of people might be interested in than beside flipping burgers at McDonald's or something, which I did a long time ago. Yeah. So
you've done it all. What was that like, working at McDonald's?
It was kind of fun. They worked long hours and they worked you hard. Usually they put somebody in the back making fries or making shakes. They put me in the front window, very first thing, and I didn't know how to count change. And I had to learn. I was giving back the wrong money. But I learned, they don't know how to count change these days. We had to learn, So it was fun. It was competition. And everybody, it was something new and everything. Oh, look at the burgers. Oh, you fold them, put them in paper this way. You make shakes. They rotate you. It was kind of fun for a while. It was hard work and everything. And, but when you got your break, you got to eat all the food in the back. And it was fun. It was fun. I worked for my dad in the garment industry. I hated it. I did that for years. I was a salesman, a truck driver. I went back and got my degree back in the 80s. In engineering technology and computers. I worked, because I got tired of playing for a while, and I got tired of being a salesman. So I worked as a control systems technician for Martin Marietta for about 5 years. That was a good paying job. I used to repair extrusion presses that made the wings for the B-1 bomber. It was you repair computers.
Yeah, that's very cool. Actually, my grandfather, he worked on airplanes back in the Soviet Union, and I always found engineering to be so cool. I remember as a hobby, he also used to take apart watches.
Yeah,
and then
mechanical.
Put them together.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. But you always But you ended up always going back to music. So right now you're
for 17 years I worked in electronics. I worked for Beckman Instruments, medical instruments. We worked in manufacturing, and we used to troubleshoot the things that analyze your blood and urine and liver and everything else going to the reference lab hospitals and stuff. So I learned how to troubleshoot and fix those. I was an inspector there. I did all kinds of stuff, and it was fun, so I've done all kinds of work and stuff like that. But I was playing music all the time too. I'd go to Pasadena and play, a hotel or something like that, and But
that was always your passion.
It was always my passion.
Music.
I never quit.
Yeah. So what is next for you? What do you envision for the next 5-10 years?
I'm going to try to do really good songs that either I write or that somebody has written for me, which I'm doing next week or the week after. I've got a really good song that's going to be good. It's kind of like pop country, but it's really hot. I'm going to sing, go in the studio and do that. I'm going to be singing. I can see myself doing more albums and maybe entertaining like I do out here in the desert in Palm Springs, Palm Desert.
Yeah.
Entertaining people and singing for them, making people happy. I've got my aerobics water class every morning with guys and gals out there, and they come see me play, and when I play, and just entertaining people and recording. Pretty much, that's what I see myself doing. And if anything happens, if I get one of those records does good, even at my age and everything, I'll go. An agent says, "Okay, let's put together a show. Let's do it." So we'll do it.
That's inspiring. You're still ready for it all.
Oh yeah, I still am. Yeah, I could do it too.
Yeah, I bet you can. I mean, like I said, your energy is just, you got it. There's the.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I work out. I take care of myself at my young age. I still lift some weights, run a little bit, and I do water aerobics, and I've got my stepper and walk and stuff like that. So I keep in good shape.
And you perform still, yes. You go on stage. You've been on stage recently, yes?
Yeah, I've been on stage. I was on last
Yeah.
week. I was out playing at Indian Palms. I played at the theater. I played McCollum Theater, inside or outside sometimes. They open for big acts like Barry Manilow and different people. I play out
Mm-hmm.
here at the McCollum Theater. I go on stage. Yeah, I played the casinos. I play at Indian Wells out here in Indian Wells Country Club. I play all the country clubs out here. So I either play their piano, I'll play standards and sing or play, or I'll bring all my gear and I'll do, bless you. I'll do rock and roll. I'll do some jazz standards. I'll do, whatever, I play all kinds of music. I'll play my songs. I'll sing. I've got my songs on my albums. I sing with my PA system. I'll sing and play. And so I'm still doing it. I haven't done any concerts lately. It's been a while, but I'd like to do some concerts. I'd really like to have something happening there.
That would be great. I'm sorry. I'm having a coughing fit. Give me one. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Bless you.
The one time I didn't bring water next to me when I'm doing this. Ooh.
I know sometimes I have in the back of my throat. Sometimes I've got a tickle or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It just begins to tickle. And it's like, oh, go away. I wasn't anticipating you right now.
I know. And it's gotten to the point where I've gone to the doctor. He says, well, I don't know what it is. I've given you, some really good counter or prescription nose stuff. And then we tried, it could be a mild reflux. I take tablets for that. It isn't that. It's just something. We don't know what it is, but it comes and goes.
It's a tickle. And so it just happens so sporadically that it's not like I have it's just the tickle that happens. It's strange.
Yeah, I have the same thing. And allergies too. I tested for that. I don't have allergies. So it's really weird. I don't know what it is.
I don't have, you know what? I don't have allergies either. So I don't know where it even came from. It felt like an allergic reaction to something, but I'm in Boston. It's pretty chilly. It's fall. So I can't imagine what I could have been there's nothing that could have come through the window to make me have an allergic reaction.
Oh, you have company. I have the same thing. I have the same thing.
Well, then I'm in really good company.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you'll get eventually, just candy or something like that or whatever.
Yeah, I usually keep something next to me just in case when it happens. I notice that it can happen when I'm speaking a lot, and sometimes it usually likes to happen when I'm live on air for some reason. Doesn't happen any other time, but somehow when it's happening during the podcast, it's just that sporadic. I don't know.
Well, I know what you mean. It happens to me, and I only got it about 3 years ago or something like that, occasionally. And when I'm doing something, sometimes it comes.
Yeah.
It's weird. If you ever find out what it is, let me know.
I will keep you posted. I will vice versa. Maybe you will find out before I.
I hope I do. Yeah, I'll let you know. Definitely. Yeah.
We do have about 5 minutes left, and I think my last question that I'm really curious about is writing lyrics. Have you always been able to write lyrics? Do you hear poetry in your head? How does it come together for you?
No, it's been hard for me to write. I think I've written 3 songs in my whole life, and it's coming together now. I can write this stuff, but no, it's always been hard for me. Very hard. I start to write something music-wise or anything, and I go, oh no, I don't like it. I'll change it. I keep changing. No, it's very hard. I was more of a player and performer, but now I think I'm developing something. The words are coming, the rhyme, it just comes.
Yeah.
Sometimes comes to me, but not the whole song. Like some people, they can see it, they can visualize it, they can hear it in their head, they can hear the chords. But now I'm starting to hear the chords. I'm writing out some of the music and stuff like that would go with that. But no, I'm not where I want to be there. But it's that's a challenge.
Yeah.
So it takes me a while. But back then, years ago, you made more money being a songwriter. But now, because of what's happened with people, licensing and stuff and playing it, and people, you can't. You're not making that much money writing songs anymore. Unless
Really,
it's a big hit.
they're not. I wasn't aware there was a change that shifted.
A songwriter can make money if like Michael Bublé or somebody. Well, in fact, one of my songs I just sang, I may try to see if I can connect and have him see if he wants to do it or whatever, or somebody else. But you can make money doing that.
Right.
But as a songwriter, I mean, I heard about 10 years ago that it isn't as lucrative being a songwriter as it used to be for some reason. I can't remember whether it's because of the licensing, on YouTube, and because of copyright infringement and different things. That the laws are really strict. Playing in clubs, the club owner has to pay a certain amount of money to play somebody's song. They put that out. So that's affecting songwriters. So I think that's part of it, and some other thing too.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I like. I'm starting to. I just submitted a song. It's going to be copywritten finally. It's a good song. I posted it on Facebook, and it's on YouTube now. You can see it. Terry Lawrence. It's called. Let's see. It's you're the one that I adore.
You're the one that I adore.
Yeah, look for that on YouTube. It's a blues tune. A really good. Put that together in the studio and sang it and everything. And now I've got another one that's kind of like coming out that's going to be good too. But I've got 6 albums out. I think I've got 5 original tunes that I've sung over the last 10 years. So some of them, a couple country and a couple are other things. So yeah, that'll be coming out. You're the one that I adore. It's out right now. You can purchase it on iTunes and Spotify. It's on YouTube and with my.
I'll find it and I will share it. Along with the video. So this video will be recorded. It's going to be out on YouTube anyway. So with the video, I will share and make sure to promote the
fantastic
your new song. Yeah, just so people have a chance to hear your music. Actually, I'll figure out a way to share a few things of your Spotify and everything just to make sure I have the links.
Excellent.
Because I think people should hear your music and then listen to the conversation. I think that would be also quite brilliant.
That'd be wonderful. Appreciate that. Yeah, that'd be super.
Yeah, definitely. So we actually have, I want to say, 3 minutes to go. In those 3 minutes, I want to give you a chance to have our viewers and listeners find out where to connect with you. So Spotify, any links you want to mention, throw it all out there, and then I will also make sure everything's posted together.
Okay, yes, I'm on YouTube. You can see my movies, Lone Ranger, Terry Lawrence, Miss Aggie's Law, or The Law and Miss Aggie, it's called. You can see Trooper Hook with the movie I was in, full-length color on YouTube. You can see it on TV on some channels, Western Channel, Stars. But you can see all my songs on YouTube and my tracing me back to iTunes and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on YouTube. I'm on iTunes, all my albums and songs. 99 cents to download a song, $9.95 for an album. There's 10 to 13 tunes on an album. I've got songs that are oldies. I've got R&B. I've got some country. I do all kinds of music. And the new tune I did. I'm on iTunes, Spotify. Let's see, Napster too. What are the other ones? Amazon.com and Pandora.
Mm-hmm.
All the digital stores it's on in YouTube. And I'm also on Reverb Nation. Look up Terry Lawrence on Reverb Nation. My songs and my history are on that. I'm on Facebook, Terry Lawrence. You can see there's probably 5, there's a lot of Terry Lawrences, but you can look me up as a musician, Terry Lawrence, entertainer and singer. And you can look me up there. I also have a website, terrylawrencemusic.com. That's T-E, all lowercase, TerryLawrencemusic, music.com. terrylawrencemusic.com. And what else have I got? And Reverb Nation is another one that's got, and I'm also on SoundCloud too. I've got that too. So you can see my music on there, and you can buy my albums and songs off of all those other stores, iTunes and Amazon and Spotify. So that's where you can locate me.
That is amazing, and that is a lot. So it's amazing that you're on so many places, right? That's people can reach you, people can find you, and they can Google you. So I think that's also amazing. And I will be attaching all the wonderful links. And one more time, your the song you wrote that's out on YouTube, it's called
You're the One I Adore. You're the one.
You're the One I Adore.
You're the one. Yeah, you are the one I adore.
You are the one I adore.
Yeah, I listed it as You Are the One. At first, I had to change it to You Are the One I Adore because he put it on there that way. So I had to change the thing. So it's You Are the One I Adore. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I will be listening to it.
It's a pleasure listening to your life story too. It's wonderful. You got a great history and everything, Soviet Union and everything from when.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a journey.
I'm glad you're out here. You're free. You don't have to. You don't not under the gun of the Soviet Union or the.
No, that was I was so little when I left, and just now that I feel like that was such a world that I can't even. It's just a world that doesn't exist anymore. It's really weird to even understand that what existed just does not exist. It's not in existence.
I can imagine. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine. To experience that would be, you're confined to do this and that, and very strict, and yeah, it's horrible.
Very strict, yes. Very strict, very limiting. So there's
now
definitely
you're in a free
freedom.
country for all these years now, so it's a lot better for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've been here now 33 years, so
excellent.
This is really home. But thank you so much for coming on air, for sharing your inspiring story of success. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Diana. Anytime, you bet.
And have a great night. For anyone that was tuning in, thank you for listening. This was W.I.L.D, the podcast. We are live on Jess TV, Roku TV, Meta TV, 101.ca, NCG Television Network. And thank you for listening. Have a great night.
Take care. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
It's all just a game. And now you see, nothing's the same. Your whole world has come crashing down. You're all alone.
Oh, sorry, no, she's a child. Just calm yourself down.